How's it going, everybody? It's Tas here. So it seems like the trading guys have heard my prayer because, look, the markets are selling off. The S&P's down 0.5%, the Dow's down 0.9%, the NASDAQ 100's breaking even, as of now at least, and the Russell is down about 2% with 2.5 hours left in the session. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down 5 stocks that I'm watching right now as we are selling off, at least as of now. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, grab your 2 stocks from Webull down below. All you have to do is use my link, deposit $100, and we each get 2 stocks up to $1,600. And you guys could check out my Patreon. If I could get a clear throat, maybe you guys can do that. Go down below, check it out if you want all my real-time buy, sells, and call-outs, and let's get right into the video. So, as I said yesterday, and I've been saying this for weeks, the markets are in need of a sell-off, and as we can see here clearly, based on SPY, the markets are selling off. Now, is this going to be a sustained sell-off? Is this a mini pullback where we're just going to rebound and hit all-time highs again? That's to be determined. We don't know yet. I wish I knew, because if I did, I would short the markets or go long the markets with a crap ton of leverage, but since we don't know, all we can do is monitor the charts, and of course, you guys got to watch my videos because we cover this all the time, and all we can do on top of that is be patient and have cash on the sidelines just in case we do end up collapsing even further. And I will cover this more in depth in my video later on today, but in this video, we're going to keep it short, sweet, and simple and cover 5 stocks that I'm looking at now in the midst of this little tiny sell-off that we are seeing, which as of now, that's pretty much all it is, guys, a very tiny sell-off, and it's to be determined whether or not we go lower. So stock number 1 is Beyond Meat, and mind you, a lot of these stocks are getting hit more than the markets. Beyond Meat is one of those. It's currently down almost 4% with about 2.5 hours left in the session, and if I pull up this 4-hour chart, it is very clear we see a bearish divergence. You can see the market, well, the stock, in this case Beyond Meat, has been moving up over the past couple of weeks. Very obvious. I mean, from $135 to about $160. But as that move has been made, and now we're selling off, obviously, we've seen the strength in this move die down based on the RSI, and the volume died down. So that is a bearish divergence, and now we're pulling back. And at this point, I'm looking at 2 separate levels on Beyond Meat. Are we going to hold $142? If I zoom in on the 20-day chart, you guys will see 140, 142. That was a big support stemming back from a couple weeks ago. If we do end up holding this, which as of now it looks like we are, if I pull up the intraday chart, you guys can see clear consolidation above 142, 143. If we bounce on top of this, sure, maybe we fill the gap back to 155, which would be about a 6 to 7% move from where we are now. But listen to this. The second we collapse under 143 and we breach under 140 in general, if I pull back the 4-hour chart, Beyond Meat, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, guys, will likely go down to $135 to about $136 per share, which is the 180 moving average resist or support rather here on the 4-hour chart. So in my opinion, I'm not necessarily rushing into this quite yet because it is, as of now, a falling knife still. But if it starts collapsing under 140, I think I'm going to start scaling in, whether it's 130, 135, and heck, if it breaks the 180, we see a sell-off under that, we might be going 125, which could be an even better spot to start nibbling in on this particular stock, which, believe it or not, it's still very beaten down over the past couple of months, and it's still well in a bear market. It's down about 40% from the recent all-time high from January at about $227 per share. So I'm watching Beyond Meat. I'm also watching JD.com, ticker symbol JD, which is completely collapsing today, along with a lot of other Chinese stocks. I mean, look, Alibaba's down 3.5%. Baidu's probably down as well, though I haven't checked it. Yeah, Baidu's down 5%, same as JD.com. So a lot of these Chinese plays are getting slammed right now, but JD, out of all of them, in my opinion, looks the most attractive, at least from a trading perspective. And look at what's going on. Sure, it's a falling knife, very similar to Beyond Meat, but if it holds the low 70s and crawls its way back to the mid to high 70s, I feel like that's going to continue the uptrend. It's going to open up a potential dip buy on the confirmation of the uptrend, and especially if we break 75, which was that high point from the middle of June, also from a couple of weeks ago in the middle of May. If we break 75, that is going to be a sign that we're trying to at least fill the gap back to where we were literally just last week at $80 per share. And let me draw the oval tool for you guys, a little circle, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? So all in all, I'm looking to see if we hold the uptrend, if we continue the bounce here, continue the uptrend that we've been on since the middle of May, and ultimately fill the gap back to $80, and that's going to be another key testing point, considering we failed there earlier this month, also in the beginning of June, also in the end of April, early May. So if we break 80, the ascending triangle will play out, which could thus lead to even more upside, which we haven't done yet, obviously, but this is more of a pattern I'm looking to see if it plays out over the next couple of weeks. So JD, I like it. I like the weakness here. I feel like it will ultimately be bought up. But on the flip side, you have to understand there's always more downside, even when you think there isn't. So in this case, if we break under 70, that is where I'm going to start getting a bit nervous, considering at that point, we probably could test the lows at 66. We might even take out the lows at 66 to hit a lower low. And at that point, I mean, look, the swing won't be as attractive in terms of a swing trade, but you have to understand, the lower a stock gets, the better it becomes in terms of risk reward, especially for a long-term investor. So long-term wise, under 65 might be even more attractive. Well, it is more attractive than 72 because it's a lower price, and the lower the price gets, the value increases, at least if you believe a stock has a specific value, which in this case, JD is definitely a valuable company out of China, and so is Alibaba and a bunch of others. So check out JD, guys. GameStop is another one I'm looking at. GME, as you guys can see, we are approaching, well, we're pretty much at the support of the overall uptrending channel here on the 4-hour chart. We're holding it at about $190, $195. We're down 3% today. And on the hourly chart, you can see very clearly this has been slaughtered over the past couple of months. Not months, weeks, right? Ever since the beginning of June, so pretty much the past month, we've gone from 344 all the way to 193. So we're down almost 50%. So we've cut in half pretty much on GameStop. So I want to see, do we hold the bottom of the channel, which as of now, we're not quite yet confirming the breakout. So we're going to be watching that. And number two, the second thing I'm looking at here, after that first thing I just mentioned, is do we end up breaking the moving averages? This is so important. Do we end up breaking the moving averages on the hourly chart, get back above, let's say, 220, 230, and confirm that breakout on this chart, which thus, on the 4-hour chart, will confirm the hold on the support of the channel, if that makes any sense. So if we do end up ripping above 200, 220, 230, that is where I think a lot of upside will come. But until then, guys, we are still stuck in a downtrend. So I'm going to put my alert at 230 on GameStop. Tesla's another one I'm looking at, TSLA, which if you guys have been following my channel, especially if you're in my Patreon where you get all my real-time buys, sells, and call-outs, I literally sold my Tesla. No joke. You guys in Patreon can attest to this. I sold at $697. And I always mention, guys, listen, It's not possible to time the top every single time you trade. It's literally impossible to do that. But sometimes you will time the top. And in this case, I sold out on this day on the 24th of June. And I was waiting for either a break above 700 for re-entry, which we obviously didn't get, or a sell-off under 665, which now we're selling off under 665 for a move maybe towards the lower 600s. And that is kind of what I wanted to see regardless, because a lot of the time when a stock gets too hot, it needs to pull back, right? It needs to pull back for a better entry point. And now that we didn't break 700, we're pulling back and thus opening up a better entry point. So I'm thinking if Tesla can go even lower, which I'm hoping it does, and just because I'm hoping it does doesn't mean it will, but let's say hypothetically it does go lower, let's say 620, 630. That could be a spot right around the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart that we could end up scaling in to maybe add to the position again. And mind you, let me clarify this. I sold out of my swing position for Tesla, not my long-term position. My swing position is what I sold out of. So again, low 600s is where I'm looking for re-entry. If I miss it, I miss it. There's going to be another opportunity out there somewhere, and I'm okay with missing that if I do end up missing it. So, yeah, Tesla, watching it. And the last one for today is Chewy, ticker symbol CHWY, which is up 3.4% today. And mind you guys, a lot of stocks are up, even though the markets are down. I mean, look at Amazon. Amazon's up 4%, which is nuts. You know, a company like Amazon being over $1 trillion, when it moves up 5% in a day, that is billions of dollars of wealth being created, not only for the executives of Amazon, you know, Bezos, all those big top dogs there, but also for us, the little guys, the retail investors. We're making money when a big company is moving up like this in value in a day. So look, Chewy, which is not Amazon, but it's a competitor, I guess you can say, to Amazon when it comes to the pet section. Chewy is up 3.4% today. We're confirming the uptrend here. We're holding a higher low above the 50 moving average here on the 4-hour chart. And now we're about to break out of the resistance from last week, about $83.50, $84 per share. So I'm thinking if we squeeze out of this triangle, there's going to be even more upside, despite the fact that we're up 3.4% already today. I'm thinking we might fill the gap to $88 and beyond. I mean, I've been saying, guys, look, Chewy is very beaten down. It's been moving sideways for months. It's ultimately going to break 88, and I think that time is coming, whether it's this week, next week, the week after. I think it's coming, and this kind of, not really, maybe it looks a little bit like a inverse head and shoulder as well. But overall, we're going to be watching Chewy for a further breakout, maybe up to 88, even further than that. So watch out for these stocks, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'm trying to see if this Chewy stock is showing an inverse head and shoulder. It kind of does. Yeah, it is, guys. So if we break 88, fill up to about 95, $100 per share, that is where that right shoulder will complete, meaning there's a lot more upside from where we are right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, check out my Patreon link down below if you guys want to join that, support the channel a bit further. Of course, you get a lot of perks, so check out that link down below, or you guys can go to stockssurfest.com/Patreon, and don't forget to get your 2 stocks from Webull. Simply deposit $100 using my link. We each get 2 stocks up to $1,600, and you guys could also check out M1 Finance, which I have built a portfolio on over the past 2 weeks. I love 2 months, or not 2 months, 2 years, right? And you guys can see that playlist on the channel. Go check it out. It's simply a brokerage where if you deposit $100, we each get $30, and it's great for long-term investing. All of those are linked down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.